Well, tonight we want to direct our attention to a non-responsive government, non-considerate, insensitive government, a government by the people but not for the people. We say non-considerate because 1 month later, you have done nothing save for several boardroom meetings and threats to the doctors in the futile attempt to break the stalemate in the health sector. We call it a crisis, but is it? How is it a crisis when you, the government, knew of the impending strike months before it began, weeks before the 14-day notice period, and of course years since the CBA was signed and deposited in court? On this, you are wrong, and we will tell you why. First, because you cannot quantify how much this has been detrimental to human life and health. You will not be able to reverse the damage occasioned by a needless strike. Patients' health have deteriorated, some have died, others developed life-threatening conditions. How do you then justify the existence of a government in such an environment? Secondly, you, the government, had the ability to forestall this strike. You could have, but you did not. What did you do? Go to court to ask the court to abuse the rights of citizens under Article 37 of the Constitution. You had time for the courts, but not for the medics. The courts declared a legal strike unlawful, but even after that, what happened? Knowing they are protected by the law, they abandoned their duties. You, the government, also ran to the SRC to ask it to fix new remuneration, notwithstanding the fact that the medics are not civil servants or even state officers, going against their CBA, cutting their pay by more than half. You have trashed that CBA. You then told them to remain interns, to stop taking the responsibilities of qualified doctors, in spite of the fact that you knew very well the career progression of the doctors, from students to interns and now practitioners. Third, you have not been honest with the medics. Backpassing, you blamed the previous administration, you went to the table with preset mind, and sometimes you never even went to the table. At the end of it, you told them you have no funds. Take it or leave it. You said, or they told you, no, thank you. And now, it's a stalemate. You say Kenyans should blame the medics for what's happening. We will, but think about it. 12 billion shillings against documented wastage in the government, spending on inanities, renovating of government houses, buying high-end motor vehicles, creating political positions. The list is endless. Long gone are the promises made around austerity by the government. When it comes to the medics' pay, that's where you draw the line. Lastly, let's remind the government that this CBA, the subject of great contest between you, the government, and the union, was a political promise made and undertaken by then government of President Uhuru Kenyatta and then Deputy President, now President William Ruto. You no doubt have the prescription. Kenyans are suffering and patients are dying. As the custodian of the Constitution, which you swore, by the way, to protect, we remind you tonight, Article 43(1)(a) of the Constitution, that provides that every person has the right to the highest attainable standard of healthcare, which includes the right to healthcare services, of course, including reproductive health and, of course, reproductive healthcare. Tonight, we also focus on you, the medics. What's your level of care? Does your rights to better working conditions and remuneration override your Hippocratic oath? Does it stick one level above that of your patients? Where is your sympathy and empathy? When this stalemate is finally broken, have you asked yourselves the kind of irreversible damage you would have done in the name of fighting for your rights?